The indie author revolution has been around for more than a decade, but we indies continue to push the boundaries of what we're capable of. From getting over initial prejudices to staring down perfectionism and author imposter syndrome, we've become a force to reckon with. Now, after years of hustle and grind, we indies are rebelling again. Gone are the days of publishing a book a month until we drop, and in its place we're sowing the seeds of a better way. A way with more ease, abundance, and flow. Get ready to learn about indie authorship from a whole new perspective. We're about to cover everything from releasing your poverty mentality to manifesting your millionaire author destiny. I'm Carissa Andrews, and this is the Author Revolution Podcast.
Well, hi there, my author friend. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today for the Author Revolution Podcast. Now, this episode is actually one that is really special. I've been thinking an awful lot about manifestation and how we authors, how we people in general, happen to figure out how to manifest, right? And why do some things work for others, but they don't work for everybody? Well, it turns out there are different types of manifestors. And figuring out which one you are really comes down to understanding kind of how you've done things in the past, how you've created the momentum that you've needed to build the energy, to build the alignment towards the thing that you want. So I'm going to go through the 8 different types of manifestors. Yes, my friend, there are 8. And I want you to think about which one resonates with you, like which one sounds like the type of manifestor you are. In specific, I want you to think about any time you've had something where you know it was a manifestation that you brought into reality. Let's say it was a book you chose to write, or a house that you chose to move into, or the new car that you're driving. Whatever it is, I want you to think back to like before it arrived, before it was in your reality, what were you doing prior to that? What did you do to get into alignment to have the thing in your life, right? Okay, so the first type of manifestor is the visualizer. Now, this might be a little bit different than what you're thinking. These people like to see it, like in front of them. They actually want to use their visual eyes to see their manifestation come into reality. So sometimes they'll do things like take on vision boards, like create a vision board, have it in front of them where they're looking at it all the time. They're doing the things. They maybe go to the house that they want to go to, or maybe like Amanda Frances talks about this an awful lot, where she will go to, like when she's trying to elevate into her, area of more money, more abundance, she would go to like really fancy hotels and hang out at their poolside and just kind of feel the vibe of what it is like to be at that fancy hotel, like pretend, I guess, in a sense that she belongs there. But she was soaking in the visualization of being rich, of being where she wanted to be. So these people really, they manifest the most through visualizing and experiencing through their eyes the thing that they want to have in their life. And so maybe this means, creating an image or a background desktop thing where you're going to have something that you look at every single day. And it will remind you of what it is that you're really wanting to do. And it helps to keep you motivated toward it. And it helps you to understand what it is that you're working for. Maybe you like to write things down. Maybe it's like a visualization that you put in front of you and you have it every single day where you're looking at it and going, this is the thing I want. Whatever it is, the visualizer needs to see what they're trying to accomplish. Okay? So are you that person? Now, number 2 is the auditory. Now, I tend to veer a little bit more towards this. I like to hear things repetitively, like hearing affirmations, doing the self-hypnosis that Tammy Tyree is helping with in our Abundant Author and Millionaire Author courses, or doing meditations, or listening to people and things that will reaffirm my alignment, my goals. Like I will listen to, whenever I'm feeling like I need to elevate my energy, I'll listen to Abraham Hicks just on repeat. I will just let it go in the background, or even Amanda Frances in the background. Because their energy and their vibe just elevates you. You don't even have to really listen closely to get the stuff that they're talking about and have it impact the way that you are. So do you like that sort of thing? Is reminding yourself by an auditory response your go-to? And maybe think about that. If it is, start veering more towards, getting those hypnosises, getting some meditations. Do whatever you can to make your goal a reality. Now, number 3 is the vocalizer. So these people like to speak it, obviously. They like to speak what they want. They're going to tell people all around them, what it is that they want to do, what they're trying to accomplish, how fast they're going to do it. They're going to talk about, the exact amount of money. They're going to talk about the house. They're going to talk about all the things as if it's already here. It is their reality. So think the rampage of appreciation, right? This is their way of elevating into that aligned space where their manifestation can come in because they are using their throat chakra in order to get into that elevated place and really pull in what they're trying to manifest. And when you do that, there is a definite shift in the energy of how things are working for you. And there are plenty of ways that you can do these things, regardless of which one is your strongest suit. So keep that in the back of your mind. So if one of these sounds like, I could try that, you can still do it. It doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. It just might not be your most powerful type, right? Okay, so number 4 is the journalist. This is someone who has to write it all down. Like you're probably sitting down every single day, journaling out what you're trying to accomplish, journaling out what worked for you, what didn't work for you, trying to figure out if there are patterns. You are looking towards, trying to have that mind-body connection. Many of you probably write your journal rather than type it so that you have that stronger connection. And you're getting all of the details ready to go so that you can really focus in on the patterns that you're seeing and get it done. You want to write it down to make sure it becomes a reality. And a lot of people are really good at this because, obviously we're authors. So when you write it down, it becomes real, right? Your stories become real, your goals become real. All the things that we're trying to do become real when we connect that mental aspect to our hand, to our body, and put it down on page. So if that is you, start your journal. Start being more deliberate with your journal. Start writing down every day what it is you're trying to accomplish. What is your goal this month? What is your monetary goal? What is the number of books you'd like to sell this month? How do you want to have these things come into your reality? Journal it out. Okay, so number 5 is the mentalist. They visualize in their mind. So the mentalist will kind of like future casting, the way that Renee Rose talks about it in her book, Right to Riches. You're going to be thinking about the thing that you want to bring in, put yourself into that place and bring it in as if it has already happened. Visualize it in a very visceral way where you actually feel it inside your body, where you're thinking about, the house that you want to live in, the type of career you get to have, the way your writing career gets to work for you, the way the writing flow gets to work for you, the way money gets to work for you. You're going to visualize over and over these things. And maybe you're using some of those auditory things like the self-hypnosis or the meditations in order to help you get there. But you're still visualizing in your mind over and over the thing that you want until it arrives. Okay? Now, number 6 is the energetic. Now, this is actually my true thing, but I often will combine them with the mentalist and the auditory. These are kind of like my go-tos. So that's when movement gets your manifestation underway. So let's say you like to do mowing the lawn, right? I've talked about this before. If you mow the lawn, there's not a whole lot of like mental capacity that has to be used when you're going around your yard, right? So it's a repetitive motion. You can then start visualizing or thinking about your goal over and over again. You can reaffirm it. You can do it in affirmations. You can be listening to things like Abraham Hicks or whoever. You could go over and over in your mind what it is that you want. And if you're listening, using that auditory response to help you get into those goals, you're actually combining all 3 of those into really a powerful, energetic motion for your manifestational power. So you can do this really, really well. And what's really interesting about it is that, at least I've found, when you include movement into your manifestation, now whether it's biking, it could be hiking, it could be walking, it could be mowing the lawn, it could be painting your house. Like I've done all of these things. Whatever the repetitive motion, as long as there's movement in it, it actually, in my experience, elevates how fast something can come. Because you're putting a lot more energy and effort into the manifestation coming to being. Like you're really being focused. It's that point of attraction, that true focus and intention of what you're asking the universe for that brings it to you quicker. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to get things quick if you're not combining things, but just don't be surprised when you're putting things together and you realize that naturally you put some of these things in play where it's like multiples stacked on top of each other. Because just like a promo stacking thing, it creates more momentum. And so we will naturally do this, especially when it's something that's important. Okay, so then we have the harnesser. Now the harnesser, kind of just like what we sound. So number 7, the harnesser is the person that throws all the things, everything that they've got at the wall. Like the spaghetti is hitting the wall. It is like all hands on deck. Everything's happening, right? So they're going to do all the stuff to make things work. And they're going to maybe be, starting the day off with their journal, and then they're going to be listening to something, or they're going to do a meditation later on. They're going to have their vision board still on their wall. They're going to write things down. They're going to visualize things while they're doing their workout. Like they're doing all the things. And that's okay because they're throwing out into the universe their powerful magnetic energy. And then it brings everything kind of back into them and what they're doing. Now, that's not the only way to manifest, though. You don't have to be all go, all gung-ho, feeling like, oh my gosh, if I don't do all the things, this is not going to happen. Because number 8 is the subconscious manifester. So the opposite end of the spectrum is someone who's kind of like the lazy manifester. Think Denise Duffield Thomas. I think she talks about it in like the lazy author kind of way. Not author, but the lazy entrepreneur or the lazy chillpreneur, whatever. Chillpreneur is her vibe, right? And so her goal is to be able to allow things to come naturally and easily. And so she's going to just throw things at it that feel good, that's going to hit her subconscious mind. So she does things like changing her passwords so that they reinforce the goal that she's trying to do. Or she will change some of her icons on her desktop so that they say things that are, related to the thing that she wants. Or like in her bank accounts, she'll name them like millionaire, author, whatever the savings account, millionaire author savings account, I don't know, whatever. So that you're constantly seeing and your subconscious mind is constantly in that place of elevation, whether you realize it or not. Maybe your desktop has like, I'm a multimillionaire author, woo. Or maybe you have changed something in your desktop just to focus on and have this thing. Or you have a ringtone that every time it rings, there's something that's going on and subconsciously reminding you. Or you've got an app like Yap that will randomly throughout the day throw out quotes or things just to be like, hey, you did a good job, or hey, you've just hit your millionaire author year already, or whatever. It's things to just remind you throughout the day, even if you're not actively working on it. Now, all of these things, these 8 different types of manifestors can be, like I said, combined into one. They can be, throughout a day combining 2. It could be you just doing a couple of them, or you could just be one of these where it feels really good to just pick one, stay in your lane, and that's how you manifest. That's part of the reason why sometimes I think when we're trying to manifest something and one of the teachers is out there going, hey, the way you manifest is by visualizing this thing as if it's already yours and that's it. And it doesn't quite work because you're not fully there yet. Like you haven't gotten your mental energy into that space yet. You haven't elevated in some way, shape, or form that's going to help you get to that point. Now, if you're, let's say you're an energetic where movement really gets that energy flowing, for you almost have to start with the movement. You have to get on the treadmill. You have to get on your stationary bike. You have to go for that walk and then start working on the visualizations and the other aspects that will help you get there. We're talking an awful lot about alignment in the next Abundant Author course that we're doing. So the Abundant Author Alignment course is going to be live launching this April here on the 17th through the 21st. And we're going to be talking about all the different ways that alignment is key when it comes to your point of attraction, to understanding how you can actually get what you want, how you can turn your thoughts into things, how you can get the money into the bank, all the ways that you can become who you were always meant to be and have this kind of come together quickly and easily. So if you're interested in really kind of understanding alignment at this deep level, because it's going to be a deep level, we're going to have 5 meditations that go along with this. Tammy Tyree is joining me. We're going to have 3 self-hypnosis recordings that she's going to be doing for you as well. Plus, we're going to have some journal entries. We're going to try to hit this in as many different ways as we can for manifestors so that they can understand what their point of alignment is and how they can really activate it in a way that brings everything together faster. Now, we've talked about the Abundant Author Activation, which is a masterclass that's out there. And if you're still interested in that, it of course is still available. But this is going to take things to the next level. This is taking you from activating your abundant authorness, like getting rid of your poverty mindset and your lack mentality, to really honestly becoming the deliberate creator of what you're trying to bring into your reality. So becoming very conscious about how you are bringing things in. Now that's really, really where some magic happens. When I first understood that, like, there were different manifestors, I kid you not, it was like a light bulb went off in my head and I was like, oh, that's why I was able to manifest that house sale so fast. That's why I was able to get the car like that. Oh, you know what I mean? It was like a light bulb, truly. And so if any of these really like pinged in your brain, and I hope they did, I want you to know that this is really special. This is something that is going to help you to understand how your mind works, your manifestational power works, and how you can really harness all the things that you are trying to bring in to your reality right now. Okay, so if you want to dig more into this, I would love for you to join us for the alignment course. Head over to millionaireauthorcoach.com/alignment to check it out. There's going to be more details, obviously, there that I can go into the podcast with. But I would love to see you there. It's going to be a live launch, meaning we are going to have Zoom calls every single day. So you can come in, you can listen to the entire lecture, and then we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So you can always bring your own questions, your own specific questions to the class. And it's going to be a really good time. So I hope you'll join us. So once again, let's go over these 8 because I want you to like really sink them into your head. It's the visualizer. This is a person who likes to see it, the vision board person, the auditory who listens to things over and over again, the vocalizer who has to speak it, like the rampage of appreciation, the journalist who has to write it all down, the mentalist who likes to visualize in their mind, the energetic who needs movement to get their manifestations going, the subconscious manifester or the lazy manifester, and of course the harnesser where they throw all the things at it. All of these things are very important, and I hope that you will take a little bit of time to think about what type of manifestor you are. Now, had I been thinking about it, I should have like deployed someone to help me create a quiz. Maybe sometime down the road, I'll create a quiz so you can figure out which type of manifestor you actually are, because I think that'd be really fun. But it's not available just yet. Instead, you're going to have to like come hang out with me in the alignment course. That's just how it's going to have to be, right? All right. I hope you have a great rest of the week. I'm in the process of getting myself into alignment. I'm writing my rom-com book right now. I'm also starting Midlife Wolf Mate, which is the 3rd book in my Accidental Alpha series. So I'm a little bit like, wow, I got a lot of projects going on right now. But what's key is alignment. Every time I'm starting this project, every time I'm starting this chapter for the day or this idea that I'm going to be putting for the course, it's always coming from a place of alignment. Am I in alignment before I start the creation? Or am I just doing something because I think I have to? Does that make sense? No, we don't want to do things just because we think we have to. That's just a little side note and like highlight of what you're going to get to hear when we're going to be talking about this in the course. All right, so if you'd like to download the transcript to today's podcast episode, head over to authorrevolution.org/177, and you can download it there. I will also include the link to the alignment course if you'd like to hop in and check that out and get signed up. And regardless of whether or not you show up for the course or need any of the links or download the transcript, I hope you know that we are here for you. We are rooting for you. I can't wait to see the amazing things that you do with your author career and all that you are here to put out into the world as you get to see it, as you get to live it, as you get to be it. All right? Now go forth and start your author revolution.